let's see. I guess yeah, we can go into the ending and stuff like that now. New topic here. So yeah, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't checked out the movie yet for the Joker, it's really good. All things considered, I definitely would recommend it to people. So go check it out, but just spoiler alert, no complaints at this point. But yes, so getting on to I guess the Joker's ending and kind of like the take on the character in hindsight after seeing it. What did you think about the ending? Because I have a quote here from the director of the film, and basically he says there's a lot of ways you could look at the film. You could look at it and go, this is just one of his multiple choice stories. Either none of it happened, or I guess kind of like a mixture of, this and that. But basically, he says the whole movie itself is kind of a joke. It's this thing this guy in Arkham concocted. He might not even be the Joker, kind of making it sound like maybe it's just some insane guy and the whole thing was just a made up story he made for himself to, I guess, maybe explain his like where he is or how he got there. Or I don't know. It's really interesting to think about because they did have some kind of dream scenarios in the movie that were a bit hard to tell sometimes if they were real or not. Like when he kissed the girl, I was like, wait, did that
Yeah,
actually happen? Or
that
is
part
this
I
in
was
his
like,
mind?
right, right. That I think everything. Okay, I think after the dance, everything involving her is fake. Is except for him in the apartment. But to the topic of the ending, I think it's really interesting that he said that because there are a lot of theories online suggesting that maybe the this is all in his like imagination or whatever. In the beginning of the movie, they do talk about, but never directly address why he was locked up or put in the insane asylum. And then they show the clip of him banging his head kind of against like a window or a wall. Um, and then at the end of the movie, he's in an insane asylum. And I think it's really interesting how so I know some people thought he didn't become the Joker in that movie until he said, well, until this therapist asked what he was laughing about, and he said, you wouldn't get it. I feel like he became the Joker once he was on that talk show. I was like, oh, this is the Joker now. Or I don't know, after he killed Murray, that was the last thing holding him back to Arthur Fleck because that was his idol. That's where he wanted to be eventually. That's what he imagined in the beginning of the movie that he could eventually um, be with on that show. I I feel that maybe parts of it were a dream. Parts were definitely a dream, but he came into fruition into fully accepting who he was, I think, in that therapy session because the whole movie he says he just wants to bring joy to the world. He wants to make them laugh. He wants to be a stand-up comedian. And then when she asks him what he's laughing about, he's like, no, the joke's for me.
Hey, Aaron, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
sorry, you fade out for a bit.
Oh, okay. What was the last thing you heard me say?
It was all a dream, talking to the therapist or something, and yeah.
Yeah, I felt like it could have been it was a dream talking to um well not necessarily talking to the therapist was a dream, but how
You said like after that, like you thought the rest of it was a dream. Because I mean, like that would kind of make sense. I mean, I kind of took it that really for the most part, the only things that were real 100% were the parts of him in the apartment. Like
mm,
I think more things in the beginning were real, and then as it went on, things that were outside of the apartment were fake. Like I don't think he actually kissed the girl. I don't think the girl actually even showed up to the hospital, honestly,
oh
which
no,
is
yeah, the movie
why
makes that clear.
yeah, which is why when he goes into her apartment, she's like, "You live down the hall." Like it doesn't sound like she knows him. You know what I mean? Like they were dating or something. It doesn't sound like that. And like I don't think she was at the comedy club. I don't think they went out to dinner afterwards. Um,
Do you feel like he actually killed his mom?
yeah, I definitely think he did that. Like I think that. stuff is real, like the
All the
trauma.
murders.
Yeah, like I think the murders were real. The trauma he like went through, like abused and stuff like that as a kid, like I think that stuff was real. But like all those little details, I think were things he made up to kind of give him like a purpose, basically. That's kind of how I see it. Because like dating that girl, it gave him like a motivation, a drive, a purpose to further pursue his comedy and stuff like that. Because everyone else was telling him it sucked basically and he wasn't funny. But she was actually laughing. She was showing laughing at the jokes and smiling. So like,
Right, right. I feel like her character was well, obviously her involvement within the film was a figment of his imagination, and her character was for the purpose of showing that he also has these delusions, so which makes him an unreliable lead or unreliable narrator. Um, no, and I thought that was a very it was a very sort of powerful thing because when she first showed up to his door, and she was like, "Were you following me?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "You want to go out to dinner or whatever?" And she said, "Yeah." I'm like, "What is this movie? Like, who is this girl? Why is she? Who's into this?" Um, but I think that her involvement was definitely all fake. It definitely helped with his sort of not motivation, but he needed a friend within his head to sort of quote unquote level him out. And once he figured out that that was a delusion, that's one less thing holding him to the identity of Arthur Fleck.
yeah.
For you, what point did he become the Joker? Like, what point did
So
he strip away everything?
so for me, he became the Joker once he walked out of the apartment with the makeup on. Because at that point, he had killed a few people, and he not only processed that he had killed those people, but he didn't care. Like he was like apathetic to it at that point. Like he like killing wasn't a thing to him, and he actually felt that it was kind of funny, if anything else. Like he, you know what I mean? Like he told the talk show host.
Hmm.
So yeah, when he walked out in full Joker makeup, kind of like his superhero landing moment, if it was that kind of movie, definitely that was when I was like, yeah, he's in Joker mode now because he had killed the other guy. Um, that gave him
Right.
the that gave him the weapon and stuff like that. So that's when he was the Joker, and I think I saw it with a friend of mine. He was saying that he doesn't think this version was even the Joker that Batman would even fight, but more so like the inspiration for the Joker that would come
Yeah.
later, which was something interesting to me because I've noticed that's been happening a lot lately in the comics and in other media where there's like a Joker before the Joker Batman fights, or there's multiple Jokers that have inspired each other in little ways here and there. And like that's like a canon thing now, like not the three Jokers, but that the Joker's been around for quite some time, almost like a Pennywise thing, kind of like it's a little
Mm.
odd, but
Yeah, like didn't I didn't see much of Gotham, but didn't they have like a proto Joker before their real Joker? And like the
yeah, they
the real
did
Joker was like the
the
brother of the
twin brother,
guy who
yeah,
inspired. I was like that was a little weird, but like, hey man, different strokes for different folks. And
yeah.
that's cool that they got their interpretation out, even though the Joker was like all old and like balding by the time he's actually the full Joker.
Well,
Very
it's
strange.
it, like the way they did it was interesting because they had the first one who was a guy who was like actually like crazy, right? Like he was just actual crazy. Um, and then he had his twin brother who was the opposite of him pretty much. Like he was sane, really good architect or engineer, something like that. Um, and then when the first Joker guy, the brother, you know, knew he was probably going to die, he sent modified Joker gas to his brother to drive him crazy, basically to be his successor.
Mm.
um, which was how they explained the Joker being able to make all these gadgets and stuff like that because he was really like he had this guy's intellect the whole time.
Uh,
Um, and then that guy, with the Joker gas influence and stuff, he got crazier and crazier and crazier. And then eventually he fell into a vat of toxic waste and stuff like that, which in turn further diluted him, but also caused him to basically forget his like who he was. So he just went by Jay.
oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
yeah, I mean that's a really simplified way of how Gotham did it, but basically, I mean for all of Gotham's flaws, objectively, from like a macro perspective, I thought how they approached the different types of Jokers was interesting. But that's like a theme now I've noticed is that there's like a proto Joker before the actual Joker.
Right. And I could definitely, within this realistic take of the movie, I could definitely see that this is the Joker that inspired Heath Ledger's Joker. Granted, I know that Batman Begins established a different
This is a whole
a
different
different
universe.
Martha. Yeah, yeah, it's
I
a
had to
whole
bring the
different
Nolan verse
universe.
into it.
Yeah, yeah, it's a whole different universe because Batman Begins clearly stated that this was their version of the Wayne killings is like it's set in stone, you know. But I could see that how Arthur Fleck would inspire someone like the Heath Ledger version. Not necessarily that one from the Nolan movies, but how he inspired the chaos. Arthur Fleck making any grand schemes to try to prove a point because I don't know. He just finally accepted who he was at the end, so maybe he could. But dude can barely spell, so I don't see him making any master plans anytime soon.
Ain't that the truth? So yeah, yeah, he can't. Yeah. Um, but I guess getting on to the last thing here. So we've talked a lot about basically a lot of Joker stuff. So I guess get a little Marvel in there to slightly balance it out. Um, actually, I should probably redo that part. Actually, we should probably just wrap it up. It's already like what we have like what 3 or 4 topics.
I think so. Yeah, well, I'm not sure where we kind of ended at, but
Well, let's
we're
count it.
currently at.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, yeah, we definitely have enough. All right, so let's wrap it up. So thanks for watching. If you guys liked this episode, go subscribe to us. Go check us out for more of our episodes and stuff like that. And we should have a new episode up every day in the later afternoon, evening. So go look for that then. But yeah, Aaron, do you want, I guess, to say anything before we kind of send it out here?
Man, thank you guys for listening. Both Josh and I have features coming out every day, so look out for those. Like, follow, share. We got Instagram, we got Twitter, we got the Facebook page, and hope you guys stay tuned for more videos.
Yeah, and we'll catch you guys later.
All right.
Thanks for watching our video. If you guys liked what you saw, please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and consider filling out the survey in the description below. It's just some stuff for us to find out ways we can better make our content, whether it's the lighting, the camera, the audio, the video, whatever it may be. We want to make the best content possible for you guys here at HN. So just fill out the survey if you have a chance. Let us know. Put in the comments things we can improve upon. And we hope you guys liked the video. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys would like to see next time. And we'll see you guys later.